The 1962 Second Vatican Council saw the Church adopt the use of native languages in worship, not like the case was when Latin was the only language used. On October 18, 1964, while the Second Vatican Council was still ongoing, history was made. For the very first time, the sounds of African music and drums were heard booming in St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, while Pope Paul VI pronounced the 22 Ugandan martyrs saints. 80-year-old Reverend Father James Kabuye was one of the Ugandans in that historical choir. The then youthful priest was a music student in Switzerland. He, together with other colleagues who were overseas, joined the rest of the selected choir in Rome.
That was the first Uganda music to be heard in the St. Peter's Basilica. It was accompanied by the Mbutu and the Ngarabi.
The White Fathers had, prior to the canonization, made a request to Rome to allow Africans be part of the liturgy on the auspicious day. Close to 50 Ugandans, Nigerians and Ghanaians, among other Africans, were trained by the late Joseph Uwitware, who had composed the Uganda Martyrs Oratorio, a 22-song package. The St. Peter's Basilica choir sang during Mass, while the African choir was given a chance to sing only one song. The aging cleric remembers the day as if it were yesterday.
But some who were on the other side, we saw them trying to see who are those. For them, it was just a wonder. Say, is there any kind of music which sounds like that?
Father Kabuye recalls how they that sang emerged heroes in the eyes of those present in Rome.
They were trying to see who are those, what instrument have they been using, and how do they look like.
After the canonization of the martyrs, this choir was given a chance to perform the rest of their songs before great musicians of the church.
Because they had allowed us to use this type of music in our services. So they want to know, where can this music be used?
A Ghanaian man wowed the listeners when he sang a Uganda'S song. Before the Second Vatican Council, the liturgy of the church was in Latin, but this trend-changing experience, with the sound of African hymns and drums reverberating in the Vatican, according to Father Kabuye, was fertile ground for the sprouting of African worship in Uganda.
Since it was used in Rome, so nobody could say, now don't use it. I was sure that now this music has been allowed to be used in the church.
Henceforth, Father Kabuye has never looked back and is now one of the great musicians the Catholic Church in Uganda can ever boast about. He composed over 300 traditional Catholic songs, and these include numerous Uganda Martyrs chants. To date, the grey-haired priest is proud that he is part of the great history of the Uganda Martyrs and the Catholic Church as a whole. Gertrude Tumusiime Uwitware, NTV.